In this video, I'm showing you my...
Take a look inside. It's my dick in a box.
I'm actually showing you all the stuff that I use, that I have in my PE box.
What's in the box?
Everything that I use for my PE exercises that I do just about every day. So you'll see everything that I use, from girth bands to cylinders to pumps, sticks, straps, vibration, all this motors, all this stuff that's super random, super interesting, that I have in my big box of PE that I keep stashed away, that not even my girlfriend gets to see. So it's gonna be kind of random because you'll basically kind of see like an overview of everything that I've actually kept, that I actually use, because I review a lot of things and I don't actually use a lot of these things, and that's why I don't keep them in my box. In my box I basically keep stuff that I actually use. So I'll go ahead and show you basically everything that I use, why I use it, how, and talk about how I use it and all that. So it's gonna be kind of a random video, but you'll see what's in the box, and it's gonna be super entertaining and pretty random. So before I get started, go ahead and hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. It's the best way to support me. And if you want to see more of these types of video, or just more videos about PE, dating with a big dick, and how to maximize your dick and all this stuff when it comes to dating, hit that like button. I have some really cool videos coming up. So certified torta pounder shirt, which I think is gonna be funny. So I'm thinking of making a video as to what length, what size you have to be to pound a torta. I'm only half joking, but yeah, I will make that video because I have some experience with some torta pounding, but also like girls with BBLs and just thicker girls. And I'll talk about my experience and my size and comments and all that. So it's gonna be super entertaining. So anyways, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. And with that being said, let's go ahead and go through my PE box. All right, so here we go. So this is my PE box. This is where all the magic is. Literally where my dick was constructed, or all the tools necessary to construct it. Alrighty, so it's a kind of a hefty box, but not too big. It's what I keep in my closet. So it's 70 inches here in length by 11 inches here wide. So this is the perfect size because it stays right in my closet. It's not too big. I have a much bigger box where I have all the stuff that I've accumulated over the years, which is I basically sort of keep on in my storage here in my house, in my place. So this is the stuff that I use regularly. So here's the fucking mint. This is from the makers of the sleeve, the fucking mint sleeves. So I put that here. That white power. It fucking says white power and shit. No, I'm just joking. I'm joking. Obviously that's not what it says. But anyway, so I put that sticker. Maybe I should put more stickers. So hey, if you're a PE maker, you send me any sort of equipment, I'll go ahead and put more stickers to keep me motivated. Maybe I'll kind of start doing that, putting more stickers, kind of like what people put on their water bottles or on their laptops, but instead it's going to be all like dick related and PE related. I think that would be fucking hilarious. When I do that, I'll go ahead and I'll show that once I have more stickers here. So it's kind of funny. All right, so a lot of this stuff may be dirty, so keep that in mind, but who gives a shit? All right, so here we go. Here we have the sleeve. This is the fucking mint sleeve. This is my main sleeve that I use for pumping these days. So I use two sleeves for pumping, which I'll show you the other one. Again, this is all messy, so I'm not going to go in a particular order. So I have two cylinders here. So I have the 2.125 cylinder, the 2.25. So the 2.125 is basically the base. I pack it very quickly, and then the distal part takes a while to pack, and I'm using that to sort of try to even out the girth. But the problem is this one is I'm basically outgrowing it already, because where even the distal part, it gets packed a little bit too fast, and then there's little pockets where like basically the glands and stuff gets packed here, like in the foreskin or whatever, and then creates little pockets where there's basically no vacuum pressure being applied to the parts where I want it to be applied, right? So just a reminder, this is how my dick looks, and this is the part that I'm trying to fix, right? The Peyronie's here. Basically I want to even this out and pop it out. What happens here is, keep in mind this is not the full length, missing about an inch and a half at least, just kind of keep in mind. But in the distal part, I'm trying to pop that out. And if you want to know more about the clone a dick, check out this video where I talk about cloning my dick, so if you want to see that. Anyways, we have this two cylinders, 2.125, and then the bigger one, 2.25. I use the sleeve basically on both, and it fits pretty well. This is the main sleeve that I've been using lately, although I have another sleeve that I use as well, and I use this for both. All right, so these are the 2 cylinders that I'm using, which, spoiler alert, is going to be replaced by this LA Pump Mushroom Maker. Anyways, I'm not gonna spoil it too much, but I'm gonna need to make space for this here. So I think it's going to look like this. Anyways, all right, so this is what I have now. This is my main sleeve. Next we have the heating pad here. So this is the Totalman heating pad. I may check out this video where I review it. This is great. So I have this little adapter, and I use this every single time, every single day that I extend, which is about 5 days a week. Totalman heating pad. Next I have the Epic Vibe, which the only reason I have it here is because I am viewing it and trying it out. So I've been trying it out. I tried it out today, and I'm gonna keep trying it out. I'm going to make a review on it, so that's coming up. So this is the Epic Vibe. We'll see as I use it, will it stay in this box, or will it make its way to the storage box? We'll see. So I'm not going to spoil the review. So keep an eye out for this Epic Vibe review, which is going to be coming up in a video soon. And if I remember, I'll go ahead and link that video of the Epic Vibe review, but just keep an eye out for that. Again, like and subscribe. Next, we have the Best Extender Pro. So this actually usually kind of stays on my nightstand, and it's funny because my girlfriend comes and she sees it, and she like, first time she saw it, I was like, what the hell, like, what is that? But she knows about my channel, and she knows all that, and she supports me or whatever. So I don't give a shit. So I usually just kind of have this standing up in my next to my bed, and I'm usually like charging it or whatever. But if I want to put it away, I'll put it away here. This is what I use every day. I wish that there was some sort of vibration mod where I can put like a motor, but I don't think it would fit anyway if that was the case. So this is what I use every day. I also use the Hog Vibe, but I keep that sort of like in a different place. But that, because I don't use that every day, even though I really like vibrations, I prefer to use the Best Extender Pro just because of the built-in display. I can hook it up to the app. It keeps me way more consistent. And I think vibrations is just a nice add-on. And I do use vibrations, at least like maybe if I'm extending for like 2 to 3 hours, I'll use it for like 30 to an hour the vibrations. And that's when I'm doing more actively breaking up this scar tissue. Check out that video where I break up my peroneal plaque, so I'm gonna link it above. But anyways, that is too big for it to fit here, so I have that in a different place. Keep my just FYI. But this is the Best Extender Pro. It's my everyday extender. If you can afford it, get it. This is my baby. So I love this extender. So okay, next, I'm not going in particular order. Of course, a ruler. This is my wooden ruler. Notice that there's a little bit of wooden like left here, like a little, like what is like about a is that a centimeter? That's not a centimeter. A little bit of an edge here. I want to file it down and keep it to make it like more flush. But this is what I use to measure myself. A heart ruler, everyone needs one of these, so this is the one that I use. This is great, so very useful. And I'm kind of vain. I basically measure all the time. So I measure when I get an erection, like as I'm doing my things, or I measure while I'm in the extender, I measure while I'm off the extender, just about every time that I use the extender, and while I'm doing my pee, because I want to know just about, I know people say like don't measure so often. I measure every time I extend. I like it. So it just keeps me motivated. So, and then we have Taylor's tape, measuring tape. So this is for the girth. So obviously you use that, it tells you like the girth. So for example, this right here is like 6.5 here at the thickest. But again, watch that video of Kelowna Willie for more information. So Taylor's tape, super useful. Again, I use this just about every day to keep track. I use it after I pump, I use it before I pump, and that way, again, I do it, I measure all the time. So anyways, that's just me. Next, we have the Epic cup. So this is the cup that I use, and again, the stuff that's at the top is basically the stuff that I use more often, right? Because it's closer to the top. So this is the Epic cup with the little adapter. This is what I use with my Best Extender Pro. So check out the Epic Extender review for my review of the cup, which I love. Actually, this is my everyday cup now. So this is the Epic cup. I think the new one came out. I heard it's a little bit different. I think it's a little bit longer. I heard it doesn't have this little release valve, which I hate, but we'll see. We'll actually have that review coming up. Okay, but check out this video for the for the Epic Extender review, where I review. This is the pump that you use to put on the cup. I like this little. It's not super slim. It's not super ergonomic, but it does the job. It creates a great seal. Creates a great vacuum pressure seal when I use the Epic cup. So this is the little vacuum here. Next, I have this little Lilove auto pump. I really don't use this very often. It's super rare because typically what I use every day is my DP 4000, which is what I use every single day. So this is a much better, this is like much better auto pump. So check out this video for the a review of the DP4000, but that I keep in a separate box, also in my closet. This I actually use. Actually, I use this a lot when I travel. I feel like, especially when I'm going through not custom, but like through security, it's a lot better than having the hand pump, right? Like it just attracts less attention. I've gotten stopped when I have the hand pump, but when I have this in my backpack, I don't get stopped. I don't even need to take it out for security. But I have this. And this is the one that I usually travel with, the electric one. So just need to keep it charged. That's the only thing. But I think it's a little bit easier to travel with this than the hand pump. I also reviewed that one. So check out this video for the reviewing of the Lilove electric pump. Then I have a good old hand pump. Look how beat up this is. Jesus Christ. I didn't even notice all. Even like, God, the paint is coming off. It's rusting here. Like, man, this thing has been through war. Jesus Christ. But I've had this for a year. Works amazing. I think it's a Lilove. I think I got it with my very first cylinder. So I got this off of Amazon. This is great. If you're a starter, don't get something automatic. Get a little hand one. This is great. Has a little gauge. Great. Now let's keep going here. So this is my little box of my taping kit. Essentially, it's my little taping kit. So here I have the micro pour tape, the self-adhesive wrap, and then a bunch of like girth bands. So I usually will use like, these are the 3 that I usually use. Look, I used one. Here you go. Boom. Look, this is a used one that I had put on my glance before. So a little price appearance there. I usually put like stack these 3 together. These right here. So I have an LG hanger one and 2 fucking mint ones. And I'll stack those and have some total mint ones. So it's just kind of like little pieces of sleeves that I've cut up over time. I also have like the Total Man vacuum pump in here for the vacuum cup, which I actually don't use anymore. But I have it here just to keep it organized. Because you remember the Epic Cups, I only recently switched to the Epic Cups. So I was still using the Total Man one or the LG hanger cup chamber. So that's my little taping kit. I have a scissor, which I use to cut up the self-adhesive wrap. So check out the double taping technique in this video for how to do the double taping technique. Then I have like this actually is the cover for the recent 2.50 Lilove cylinder that I ordered, which is actually way too big. I don't fit in it, unfortunately. I just wanted to try it out, and then I have the cover. I should probably throw these away because I never use them, but maybe I just keep them here just to sort of create some cushioning here. Cool. So then I have these other sleeves. So these are the other sleeves that I use for pumping as well. I like these a lot also. I feel like I ordered a bunch of these because I use this a lot for pumping as well, because they're a little longer. So they're longer than at least the fucking mint one that I have, which means it covers more of the base, because where I do is sleeve pumping. So basically I cover the base and then I want to focus the pressure here. So but now that I'm packing the 2.25 fairly fast, and I got the mushroom maker, like this actually works pretty well. I'm not needing like the longer ones for now, but maybe I'll move these at least to the long-term storage. Just keep one here just in case, and then put the other ones. These are great for that. Like, I really like the flexibility. I don't regret buying these at all from Total Man. Cool. All right, so kind of going to the bottom. Oh, the all-day stretcher leg band. So this is the Total Man one, which is my favorite one. I did a review of that one, so check out this video where I review the Total Man leg band. This is great. I use this whenever I want to supplement with ADS, or with an ADS, or I want to take a nap or something and I want to continue to extend. So I love this piece of simple. It works. I love it. So this is great. Oh, I also have the vibration motor. Oh, actually, now I remember why I have this here. So what I use, this is my vibration motor specific for pumping, which I actually don't do that much anymore. If you want to know why, hit that like button, leave a comment, and I'll make a video on that. But I basically just put it in here, and I put that against my cylinder. So basically I'll kind of, it creates a little bit of so it's not like on the actual cylinder itself. And then I use some of these straps that I have here I use 2 of these straps basically. So you see these 2 straps to tighten it here on the cylinder, and that's how I do my vibration pumping. So that's why I have this cover. Look, that's why it's all dirty and stuff. So maybe I'm not gonna throw it away after all. That's why I have this vibration motor. I have another vibration motor, but that's permanently attached to my Hog Vibe. The straps, so these straps are super useful to me. I use them mostly for the for the vibration pumping, but they're very useful in general. Check out the strap trick for how you can use these in an extender to treat a lateral or sideways curve. You can also treat like a regular curve, like up and down dorsal or ventral curve with these as well. I really like these. I keep 2 of these here at all times and they're super useful. Okay, then we have the Totalman compression plate. Check out that video where I did the review on the Totalman compression plate. This is great for when I'm what I'm doing these days is I use it to treat this part here, right? And I don't do it, I try to do it at least once a week. And essentially what I do is, check out that video where I go through how to use it. But essentially what I do is I put it on, right? I put it on, and that way it leaves a lot of this, like it grabs onto the very base of the head and then leaves the worst part of the scar tissue exposed. And then what I do is use my stick. So I'll use either this, which is the LG hanger handle, or a stick, and I'll put it on the hog vibe, and then I'll scrape with my gua sha scraper. So blah, 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 I'll scrape. This is great. Check out that video where I break up the Peyronie's plaque for more details on that. Anyways, that's why I have the stick. And I also use the stick in an extender and this, and then I'll use my Phoenix machine, which actually, special mention, I have my Phoenix machine also in the closet because I use it, well, at least 2 times a week, 2 or 3 times a week, depending on time. But I use the compression plate fairly often. I use my stick. That's great. Then the stick trick is for creating fulcrum, again, for treating that dorsal curvature. Okay, next I have my old Totalman cup, the one that I was using before the Epic one. Sometimes especially if I had pumped or I had injected the night before, my glands are just a little bit bigger than usual, I'll use like the bigger cup. My goal for this year is to even out my girth, but I think at some point I'm going to switch to wanting to make my glands bigger. In that case, I will probably switch to the bigger one. But for now, this is super snug. But I have the bigger one here just in those cases, but I very rarely use this bigger one. So I use this 2 Totalman cups. These were the ones that I used to use before the Epic cups, but so I'll probably move these, honestly, now that I'm cleaning things up. I'm cleaning out my closet right now. I'm gonna move these over to more long-term storage just to kind of make room here. So these are good. The Totalman cups are great. They're amazing. They're great. I just personally prefer the Epic cups, but check out that review on the Epic cups because I do have some problems with that valve. I think it's the most annoying part. So anyways, cool. Just more straps, more micropore tape. So I have a bunch of micropore tape. I should probably move some of these to long-term storage. Just a bunch of micropore tape. We have the gua sha tool, which I mentioned, super useful. I love this little thing, super cheap on Amazon. Now we're getting towards slightly less used items. My LG hanger chamber, which was really good to me for years. I used this for a long time. I love it. I think it's great. I will never talk back about my LG chamber. The only problem for me is that it kind of goes in really deep into the shaft, and just I want to again focus on this part, so it just goes a little bit too deep in there. I just want to optimize a little bit more. These are great. I would still highly recommend it. These are great quality. I'm gonna have to put it back to long-term storage. Maybe I'll dig it out at some point later, especially when I'm trying to make my glands bigger, because there's plenty of room here for me to grow. It's great for hanging, and that's why I have these two. So maybe I'll leave it here, honestly, because I love it. That's how much I love it. I like to just even look at it. So and then you can put the two LG hanger handles here, and this is great for bundle hanging, which is great. This is awesome. I love it. So I also use the LG hanger sometimes as a stick. Sometimes I can't find the other stick. I'll use one of these as a stick for the stick trick. So my LG hanger chamber, good old trusty, but yes, a little bit towards the bottom. And I think now we're getting to some of the things that I just don't use really, that I'll probably end up like either throwing away or just sort of cleaning up. This is like an old strap. I have no idea where this came from or what it's for. This is definitely going to my long-term storage in the back somewhere. My old pump for Totalman cups, which I don't use. I didn't really like this design because you would form little cracks here on the edges, like as you squeeze it over time. So that's going away. The healing sleeves, which I like, but then over time it's just too tedious to put on, and I prefer just like pumping after extending. I highly recommend pumping after extending, and that's my preferred way of elongated healing. So I did make a review on these, but unfortunately it's just kind of too tedious to use them. I will keep them here just in case I want to reuse them, but don't really use them too much. Then I have the Totalman scale here, which I was meant to do a review. Maybe I should do a review, but there's a lot of reasons why this doesn't work very well. First of all, it takes away, you can't really use it in an extender. It takes up way too much space. This little hook, it's too big. It doesn't work very well. This is like one of those cheap Chinese ones, but I like how compact it is, so I might keep it here like for other uses, but just not super useful. Clamps, so I have the original the cable clamp from, this is the original one that I got from Total Man. And then the newer one, unfortunately, I was gonna do a review on these, but I'm just not a big clamper, so I don't think it's fair for me to do these. This worked great for a long time for me. I could have sworn I had the orange one also, but I can't find it. So yes, these are clamps. I think I'm going to put these two because I'm just not clamping anymore. I don't think I'm going to do a review on this one. I'll probably put these away as well. Some zip ties, I'm going to put this away. This was useful for when I first started experimenting with vibration. God, this is where it gets really dirty. This is the tube for the old Total Man pump, and this is the one where, like, Total Man, you could literally use this tube or whatever to suck out and create your own seal using your own mouth, which is disgusting. I've never done that. I wouldn't recommend. Basically, you put this into the cup and then you suck on it on the other end. Great, I guess, if you can't find your pump and all that, but that's super gross. Okay, let's see. So a bunch of more sleeves. These are the fucking men's sleeves. Just more sleeves, shorter sleeves. All of these I'm going to put away. You can never have too many sleeves, but I don't need this many here in my box. Just a bunch of more sleeves. Okay. Oh, there's a little thing for the pump here. So this goes, I was actually looking for this the other day, but not the other day, but a while ago. Oh, the Lilove pump manual, trash. Oh, this little screw. I remember I tried it. I think it's somewhere in my long-term storage. This little screw thing, that cup, fucking garbage. Don't ever use that. More healing sleeves. Those glance cap. Whoops. Those glance cap, which I think I got this with a cheap extender that I bought just to review it. Garbage. We have like another valve fitting here. I'm gonna go ahead and clean this up. So there you go. Hopefully that was useful. You got to see everything that I use, the most frequent, to stuff that I stopped using, to stuff that I really gotta throw away at the very bottom. So this is gonna give me a chance to sort of clean this up. I gotta clean up a bunch of this fucking dog hair and shit. I'll do that right now. So I'll go ahead and do that right now, finish this video, then go use my mushroom maker, which I'm really excited about. So I'm gonna have a big review on this one coming up. So with all this space that I'm gonna make, I'm gonna go ahead and make room for that mushroom maker here. So I think it's gonna spoiler alert, I think it's going to replace my other two Lilove cylinders, which anyways, I'll talk about that in my review. So wow, that was a lot of stuff. My voice is actually that was a lot. So anyways, let's move on to our final thoughts. And there you go. Hopefully that was entertaining and insightful. You got to see a lot of the things that I use, why I use them, some special mentions. And again, if you like this video, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Do it right now. That's the only way that you can help. Basically, that helps me keep motivated. I don't ask for money. I don't use affiliate links. I don't sell anything. So this is a completely independent channel that I only do for fun. So I'm really working really hard to get up those subscriptions. I'm trying to put out at least one video a week and at least one short a week, and check out those shorts. Those are pretty fucking funny. Check out the latest short where I basically did a little spoof of the boys, which was really funny. Anyways, check out that short and keep an eye on more shorts. So I also have some very fire reviews coming up. So I have the Epic Vive, the best extender V5, or now it's called I believe it's called the Epic Classic or something like that. So anyways, keep an eye out for the best extender 5, the LA Pump Mushroom Maker, which FYI, got it and I'm super excited and I've been using it and I have quite a lot of thoughts on it. Keep an eye on that, the LA Pump Mushroom Maker. The first time I basically review an LA Pump product, that's basically it back there. So say hello to my little LA Pump there. So it's gonna be super interesting, and I'm using it to get a baseball bat thick to even out my girth and to break out some of the Peyronie's plaques. So it's gonna be a super interesting video that are coming up. And again, I'm gonna work on this Torta Pounder certified Torta Pounder video, and how do you fuck bigger girls, what kind of positions and what kind of dick size do you need to fuck them, how do you optimize and all that. Like there's a lot of tips and tricks that you need to like actually fuck a torta. So and girls with BBLs and all that. So it's gonna be super funny, super entertaining. So hit the like button, hit that subscribe button, and stay tuned and check out these other videos which may be relevant to you, and I'll see you next time. Peace.